What's going on, guys? Zonk the Cat here. Had a very interesting conversation with a guy on YouTube the other day on a constitutional carry for South Carolina, and he lives in New Jersey, and he said I was so lucky because I live in the South, and well, I figured I'd make this video for you because helping out another gun buddy, sure, why not? If you want to move, you're gonna need at least 4 to 5 grand in your pocket to do it. Number one. Number two, not every place in the South is so gun friendly. South Carolina, yes, it is a gun friendly state. All depends on where you live. Okay. If you live in the big cities, Columbia, you live in Atlanta, there are going to be gun restrictions. Just gonna tell you that. Because they're ruled by Democrats. The mayor of Columbia, South Carolina is a Democrat. The mayor of, I think the mayor of Atlanta is a Democrat. So there are going to be gun restrictions. But the good thing about South Carolina is that they have they have a preemption law. So that way counties and cities and municipalities can't make gun laws without the state saying, yeah, okay. Just saying. Number one. So, I'm not going to number them, but you're going to need at least 5 grand to move. Period. Depending on how much crap you have. The further rural South Carolina you go, the better the taxes and the laws and the less money you're going to have to pay, basically. Your price of living is going to go way down. Compared to New Jersey, where you're paying, if you have a house, you're paying like $3,000 to $5,000 a year in land and school tax. Yeah, nah, shit. Shit, no, you ain't going to be paying that down here. There's no way in hell. Castle doctrine does apply down here. You have the right to defend yourself. Your castle could be your car, could be, basically anywhere you stand is your castle. I'm not sure about Georgia's law, but I know Georgia and South Carolina both have stand your ground and castle law. Stand your ground law means that you have no duty to retreat. Unlike New Jersey, Delaware, basically the entire fucking North, there are no stand your ground laws in the North whatsoever. Down here, I have no duty to retreat. I can stand my ground and dispatch people with lethal force if necessary. If necessary, it doesn't give you carte blanche to just go out and blow people's brains out. So if you invite somebody over to your house for the purpose of, using lethal force against them, guess what? You're going to go to jail regardless. So, moving to the South, you're going to have to get used to a few things. One, you're going to have to get used to the fact hurricanes are going to be an every season thing. I know in the North, hurricanes are, maybe an off thing every now and then. You get maybe a class 2, class 3 hurricane like Sandy and whatnot. Down here, class 3 and above happen on a regular basis from, I would say, around July, August until about October. Okay. Tornadoes. They don't happen frequently in South Carolina. You get maybe F1, F2s. Something that will maybe relocate a shed pretty well and uproot a couple of trees. But while I've been down here for 6 years, I haven't encountered a tornado yet. Yet. Knock on wood. Now, good things to living in the South. Well, one thing you do have to get used to, the major thing, is going to be the heat. Buy window air conditioners if you don't want to run your central air into the ground. Turn it down, turn the central air off during the night, and use a window air conditioner. Saves you on your electricity. I can't talk today. A little bit. The heat is not the problem, it's the humidity down here. The humidity is almost like the tropics. So you just take, say, 85 degrees and then you put an extra 5 degrees on top of it when there's about 100% humidity. So if it's 85 outside, it'll feel like it's around 90 to 93. If you can't deal with that, dude, stay up north. Find a nice little nook and cranny in West Virginia, or like out in the middle of the sticks in freaking PA, and live there. Because if you can't deal with heat, do not come here. I fortunately, I can deal with heat to a certain degree. I can only be outside for a short period of time, and in that period of time I can get done what I need to get done. But if you can't, just stay up north. But find a nice little nook in the north where gun rights and so on and so forth are friendly. Say West Virginia, western northern PA, go to Ohio. They're gun friendly northern states. I say gun friendly, not gun supportive. Pennsylvania is most likely in the next 5 years going to be a complete and total Democrat shithole. Philadelphia is an insane left city. You just look at what's going on, you just look on TV with all the riots and all that shit. They don't stop it. They don't care. Look at what they're doing in DC. The federal government are absolutely going batshit trying to find Nancy Pelosi's fucking laptop. They're going batshit trying to charge the people who entered the Capitol. Whether I give a rat's ass that they did it or not, the point is that the fact that they're going nuts trying to find them. But what's happening in Seattle and Minneapolis and so on and so forth, they couldn't give two shits. They really don't fucking care. There more people died in those situations over the summer than what happened down in DC. And the only reason why they're going after the motherfuckers in DC is because the little fruitcake politicians feel threatened. That's the only fucking reason. So, you want to move down to the south. Stay in, I wouldn't say the rural areas, because you're used to city water and city plumbing and shit like that. Stay away from the cities as far as you possibly can, but you want to be close to jobs and so on and so forth. So I would say a good 35 to 45 minutes away from, well, actually my nearest major city, which is the capital, is probably about a 50 to 55 minute drive. That's how far I'm pretty far away. The smallest city in Georgia next to me is probably about a good, depending on traffic, about half an hour to 35 minutes. Now, where I live, the reason why I live where I live is because there's very little crime, if any. I mean, the only crime I'd ever really encountered in my 6 years of living here, pretty much, is some dude stealing a package off someone's porch. That was it. Anything other than that, I used to sleep with a gun in my pillow when I when I lived up in the north, man. For real. I don't do that here. I don't need to do that here. Though I still have my my sidearm around when I hear a bump in the night. Even though I wake up and it's one of my cats and they've knocked over all kinds of shit in the fucking kitchen counter. Bastards. And my kids, I love them to death, but goddamn, they piss me off. But if you know, when you live down here in the South, or if you're thinking about moving to the South, things don't run slower down here. Everybody, you know, the one person that I listened to, I was an idiot to listen to his dumbass, told me that people move slower down here. No, they don't move slower. No. The drivers down here, the driving down here is a little weirder than you are used to in the north. In the north, everything is hectic and traffic jammed, and yeah, it's going to be like that in the city. Atlanta, Columbia, out in Florence, down near the beach, I don't go out there that much. I don't care for the beach. There's too many beach bums and college kids and freaking Zoomers trying to get completely shit-faced. Out in Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach is an extremely expensive place to live, especially out in Hilton Head. Columbia is a extremely expensive place to live, and any suburban areas around that area is very expensive. But like I said, if you live right there on the Georgia-South Carolina border, and you happen to live out in the boons, not the sticks, the boons. The boons in the South is basically you're close to a Walmart. Okay, that is going to be your best friend, your nearest Walmart. So within about a 10 to 15 minute drive, you can hit a Walmart. You can hit a Food Line, a Little Caesars, or or anything like that. But you live far enough away from those areas that the traffic doesn't really affect you. The accident rate of car accidents doesn't affect your car insurance, so your car insurance is relatively cheap. I say relatively cheap. I have a car and a truck, and my insurance is under $100. But then again, we don't have any points on our license, so yeah, you gotta decide there. If you can make about $13 to $15 an hour down here, you can live very, very comfortably. The rent down here, depending on how you shop for it, you can get a 3-bedroom trailer for about $650 a month, and that's probably sitting on an eighth of an acre. So you got a decent backyard, but it's not big. Okay. Okay, so you live up north. You want to move to the south for better gun laws. Now you're going to trade one for the other. Two things that stick out in my mind that I do miss about living up north. One, no place in the South that I've not found one goddamn place. I don't care about Jimmy John's. I don't care about any of these other douchebags down here in the South that say they're from the North. They cannot make a fucking Philly cheesesteak to save their goddamn life. They can't. They come up with this 6-inch fucking hard-crusted, nasty. There's no meat in it. There's no cheese really in it. There's no ketchup drooling out the sides of it. That's not a fucking cheesesteak. That's a hippy dippy burger, in my opinion. So, if you want a Philly cheesesteak, literally you're going to have to call family or friends up north and have it overnighted FedEx to you. Basically, you're going to have to call up Seasons Pizza, or you're going to have to call up like Pat's Pizzeria or something up in the north, or go up to Philadelphia where they invented the fucking sandwich, order it, wrap it in aluminum foil, stick it in a FedEx box, and then FedEx it overnight down to the south just so you can have a goddamn Philly cheesesteak. A proper Philly cheesesteak, in my opinion, is about 24 inches long, or about 18 inches long, dripping with cheese, dripping with grease, dripping with oil, fried onions, fried pickles, ketchup, you name it, every fucking goddamn condiment. It is a heart attack in a sandwich, but it's so fucking good. So good. And the second downside to living in the South, especially South Carolina and Georgia area, and North Carolina too, there is no fucking Wawa for 700 to 800 miles. Why is that a downside? There is a Wawa in Florida. There is a Wawa in Virginia. There is not a Wawa in between. It's like Wawa doesn't give two shits about fucking 3 states. I have written so many fucking times to Wawa saying, if you open up a Wawa right where I live, you would annihilate every fucking business around here. A super Wawa. The convenience store and the deli. Why? I want the fucking mac and cheese. I miss the Boston chicken sandwich. I miss being able to go into Wawa with $20, get my mac and cheese, get a fucking 10-inch sub, a proper sub. The subs that they make down here are not a sub. You go to Subway, they're I hate Subway, they're trash. Fucking Wawa had some of the best subs I ever had in my life, besides maybe Seasons Pizza. Here, it's like, bleh. It's all dry, it's nasty, the bread is crusty and hard, and it hurts your gums. Literally, it hurts your gums. You could bite into this thing and the bread will scrape your fucking gum line and almost make it bleed, whether you got healthy gums or not. Wawa had relatively soft bread. You could choose whatever the hell you wanted, and you could do it off of a fucking screen. You didn't have to stare some idiot in the face going, "Oh, you really want ham? Wouldn't you be better off with some kind of soy?" Bleh. Now, having said that, you will get immensely fat in the South. Do not go to any of these stupid Firehouse Subs, Jimmy John's, or any of that shithole place. Go to a traditional Southern restaurant. You will turn into a raving fat ass down here if you're not careful. I am a raving fat ass. Southerners love their fucking food. That is no bullshit. The Southerners will eat damn near anything. They will kill damn near anything and eat it. Crawfish, shellfish, wild hog, wild deer, wild squirrels, alligator, you name it, they'll probably kill it and eat it. But the thing is, these people down here, black or white, don't matter which race it is, because I don't fucking differentiate, that's bullshit. They make killer goddamn food. Killer fucking food. So they'll kill a squirrel skin it, roast it, fry it, deep fat fry it, steam it, whatever the fuck. But they will make it so damn good. If you put it on top of your head, your tongue will beat your brains out trying to get to it. So, I'm just warning you now. You move to the South, don't find that favorite Southern restaurant. Eat their food by all means. But you will turn into a raving fat ass in no time flat. Oh yeah, one last thing. Down here, college ball is king. Clemson Tigers, the Gamecocks, and I think there's one in Atlanta, the Wildcats, I think. Not sure. I think it's Georgia is the Gamecocks, and Clemson Tigers are in South Carolina. Let me know if I got that wrong. But college ball down here is king. Don't ever criticize college ball. You will get deleted from people's Facebook groups over it. I'm not kidding. You will see people running around here. Up north, it's, you know, you got the Blue Hens in Newark, Delaware. You may see a couple of flags when they're having a game. Down here, you will see paw prints on the sides of cars. You will see flags hanging out the back windows all year round. All year round, especially during season. During season, it gets fucking insane with the amount of people who are into college ball down here. The rivalry between these two football teams is fucking intense. And the fans are out of their goddamn minds. Good out of their goddamn minds, but they're great people, don't get me wrong. But if, you know, you happen to not like college ball, keep your mouth shut. Because if you criticize their favorite team, they will go batshit. Just fair warning. But other than that, living in South Carolina opposed to living in any other state, you have one thing that will remind you of, say, like Delaware or something like that. In South Carolina, there is no tax on human food. Pet food, yes. If you go to a restaurant, they tax you because it's considered a luxury. So say if you go out and go get a burger from McDonald's, they tax you for it. But if you're going to get groceries, they don't tax you for it. Also, you don't get charged tax for pharmaceuticals. So if you're diabetic and you need insulin, they don't tax you for it. No sales tax. I don't know about Georgia. Now I know in Georgia on food they charge 8%, 6 to 8% tax. South Carolina, anything else but food is charged 6 or 8% tax, sales tax. You're gonna need at least $4,000 to move down here comfortably. If you do it with anything less than that, you could wind up living in a city your experience is not going to be very good. Do not live in those cities. I don't care if you live in a fucking trailer out in the middle of Hickville. Don't live in the fucking cities. You will not have a good experience in the South. Having said that, living out where I live is one of the most stressless things and decisions I ever made. Yes, the gun rights are great, but the other perks are even better. And I'll leave you with this. To my oppressed friend who I was talking to on YouTube on, gun rights for South Carolina, In New Jersey, when you go to tag your car, you have to go through an entire process of bullshit, depending on whether you own a car or a truck or a lifted truck. If you drive, if you drive a lifted truck, the last time I was there, you have to drive it up on this incline lift, and if it flipped over, or you got to a certain point and it was kind of iffy, you failed. But you have to go through this entire process of taking your car through inspection to have some fucking idiot who barely graduated high school fucking decide whether your car is legal to drive on the road or not. In South Carolina, that doesn't exist. The DMV is there, but there's no inspection lane. There's no brake check. No turn signals. There's nothing. The only reason the DMV exists is so they can deal with driver's license issues, titling issues, I mean the actual paper title, the ownership of your car or vehicle, whatever, and IDs. That's it. When you need to tag your vehicle or re-register it, and you have to do it every year per vehicle, you can't pay for 2 years. You have to pay for a 1 year tag only, depending on how new your vehicle is. You go to your county auditor's office. Your vehicle doesn't even have to be there. You could hitch a ride with a friend. You go to the county auditor's office. Shit, your friend can do this for you. You don't have to necessarily do it yourself, because I do it for my wife all the time. You don't have to physically be there. Your buddy could go up there and pay for it. Go up to the county auditor's office saying, yeah, I'm here to pay on such and such vehicle for such and such person. They're going to give you a sheet of paper. Tells you exactly how much you got to pay. You go next door. You hand that piece of paper in to the treasurer. You pay for it. They give you your registration and your little tag, the little sticker, right there. No fuss, no muss. 5 minutes, you're in and out the door. No inspection, no bullshit. Yes, some of the cars that do roll around here are complete piles of shit, but for the majority, they're not. But it also means you can get away with driving some of the nicest shit. Your imagination can run wild when you're fixing up a car down here, because there's very little in the way of DOT restrictions down here. Like, you know, the vehicle has to have a license plate so far off the ground. There's a lot of jacked up trucks down here, trust me. A lot of people go mudding and rock crawling and shit down around southern Georgia, so yeah, that shit's not gonna fly down here. Shit, I saw a 1500 horsepower 57 Chevy fucking old gasser going down the road the other day, and jacked up front end, squatted back end, 1500 horsepower dual carbureted supercharger, straight down the road. But there is no vehicle inspection down here, so use it wisely. Use this information wisely. Take it how you want it. If you want to move to the South, move. If you don't, have fun in a Democrat-controlled shithole. Please subscribe, like, share. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you like this video, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. It helps out a massive amount. I'm not a big channel, and there's a reason for that, because all my content is age restricted, so I don't get recommended in the algorithm. I don't give a fuck what YouTube says. Later, y'all.